Well, asbestos never used to kill you.
Got 6 p.m. All right, we'll go ahead and call the order. An open prayer by Father Andrew in the Pledge of Allegiance. Let us pray. O God, in your wise providence, you are glad to bless all human labor, the work of our hands and of our minds. Grant that all who plan and conduct business for our community may, through your guidance and support, come to right decisions and carry them out fairly. We ask this through Christ our Lord. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, next step is to approve the agenda. Give a motion to approve the agenda, or
I would make a motion to approve the agenda with the addition of an executive session.
And where's that?
No,
Yeah,
I-
I see that, thank you. I'll second.
all right, got a motion and seconds. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? All right, 3-1. Or 3-0.
I was gonna say, we need to find.
I like that.
One.
Like to add someone else in there all the time. I don't know.
What?
What'd you say, it passed 5-0?
3-1. All right, so moving on to the consent
You
agenda.
go with 2 hands. Okay. Consent agenda,
Consent.
I didn't see any problems with the consent agenda. I'd move for its approval.
I'll second.
I will say one thing on the CMD special event. The applications in the packet is missing the event location. It's gonna be at the outside arena at 121 South Main. And the state received the corrected application and they've already approved it.
Say that again, 121 South Main?
Yeah, at the indoor arena, sorry, at the Expo Center.
Was it for the rodeo?
No,
What's the
they're
address?
having a concert, 121 South Main.
That's the address.
It is? That doesn't make sense in the 100 block numbering system, does it?
Well, Sherman's.
North, I withdraw my comment. No, I think, thank you. Jeez. All right, 1-1.
We have a motion and we have a second. All in favor, say aye. All right. All opposed, same sign. I'll pass 3-0. All right, do we have any public comment? No public comment? No discussion items, no old business, moving on to new business. And this C-Clip engineering review.
Can you give me a second to catch up? So the C clip's gonna be that second set of projects over here on 54. KDOT requested that we do a LPA's criteria survey. That was done between 5 individuals that are connected to the city. One was myself, one was Zach as the city clerk. I asked Commissioner Arnsdorf, Commissioner Wolin, and then Carrie being Public Works. Closed up the 5. In your packets for the entire commission, it did have all their proposals for the project. There's a rating scale, max score was 100 points. And so within your packet, there's gonna be a breakdown of that on how all 3 bids scored. Average score, overall score, excuse me, Wilson and Company, they scored a 383, PEC 336, Kirk and Michael had a 315. Final indirect cost, Kirk and Michael came in at the lowest with 176.25, Wilson and Company was right in the middle of 187.52, and then PEC finished her up at 192.18. average scores between the five, Wilson and Company was a 76.6, EDC was a 67.2, Kirk and Michael was a 63. So, the selection committee's recommendation based off the scoring is Wilson and Company for the C-CLIP project 048KA-7888-01. And Wilson and Company is the current engineer for phase one of the C-CLIP project. So our recommendation would be Wilson and Company would continue on with the next C-CLIP.
That was made recent, I recommended Wilson, if they've done all the work here and they're ready to. I don't know, the first phase, is that the stop lines or? is that-
Yes.
So. We need a motion to approve the.
Yes, the motion to approve Wilson and Company is the,
I'd make a motion to approve Wilson Company through, flip engineering.
I'll second that.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Well, can we have discussion?
Sure.
Thank you. Yeah, I guess part of, yeah, it's kind of overwhelming. They've done all our projects and it's just been a while. You know, the part of it that I didn't like of the evaluation is we're assuming they're all qualified in this role. We just really is not. And I don't know, at some point we want to stretch out our boundaries a little bit, let some of these other bidders have projects, but I mean, right now, especially what we have going on downtown, it makes sense, but yeah, I don't know. I thought that was kind of the driving for this one.
We've dealt with Kirk and Michaels a lot.
Have we?
And the only reason that I recommended Wilson was this for the simple fact that they're on the first phase of it. Everything we've ever done with them has been well pleased, and they do all the counties and stuff. So, I mean, if you really wanted, somebody could probably tell you more would be Charles at Public Works, but yeah.
I didn't realize they did all the counties, okay, yeah. Well, Kirk and Michael, we've seen in town, they do school stuff quite a bit, so we see them around. I saw in the news in the PEC doing Hayesville, and so I kind of read that with interest about the time we were looking through these packets, but I don't know, it's sure open to other looks, but I think at this time it's prudent to go the direction we are.
Still have a motion and a second, so all in favor, say aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion passed 3-0.
And we appreciate each bid.
Next on new business, we have first right of refusal contract.
so we put the agreement also in your packets for review. This that land right across the street from where the police department is. And when it was originally sold to Ethan Eck, it would give the opportunity for the city to purchase said property back. And so that would be the agenda item for tonight for that. So then if the city does not want it, then they were able to move forward and get it open for sale.
What number is that?
It's page 5, it's the right of first refusal clause.
So nothing's going to be built there. And so this is available for us to purchase.
It is available for the city to purchase at 45,000, or 47,500.
We sold it for 47.5 was the sale.
Okay.
And these two sold, I'm sorry,
How many?
I want to say it's 15.
It seemed to be prudent to maintain the opportunity that exists with that land. So I would move for the approval of purchasing that land back.
Motion to approve it back, you know, is that what your motion is? I can't hear you sometimes. I'd say that,
To approve the land back.
yes.
Purchasing,
I think doesn't it lay right north of the
Keep going.
So you know
Coke
where,
building.
no, it's west of the Coke building. So you know where Hoover Drive is?
Yeah.
It's right behind Hoover Drive. So it's, you got the Coke building that sits here, you cross Coke Industrial, it's right here. 15 acres.
That's to the airport. The airport's to the north of them.
Oh, I thought it was right straight north. On the other side.
On the west
Is
side.
that all that we own right in there? Was that 15 acres?
Well,
We
And
own
then, yes,
the land on the other side of the section.
which is like 50
It's
some
on 10,
acres.
On 10.
That was originally thought of in the past for an industrial park. So this would be,
more housing, we've talked about.
or
multiple
housing, it would be
things.
contiguous to that.
Right.
So would this land go into the land bank or what's the plan?
The problem, the goal, yeah.
I would assume.
And then it could be for housing or I heard industrial when I first moved here. But it would work for additional housing, like if this project, for example, goes extremely well in Memory Lane, maybe they want to continue. And then that would be another piece of land that could be developed for that type of project.
If we don't purchase it back, is there another buyer? Or do we not know?
I have no idea, that would be Ethan's.
It hasn't got to that point yet, because if we got the first shot at it.
We sold them the land, now we're buying it back. For the same amount that we sold it.
What do you sell it for?
47.5 plus fees.
So that money going to the land bank, where'd that money go? No, like Echo Depot. Echo Depot, okay. Cause I don't know if the land bank was in existence, try to move that down.
So do we have those, that 47.5 still in that fund? Pay for this, should be.
I don't know.
I mean, how are we gonna approve the purchase land if we don't have the money?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, it could be taken out of the general fund, but you're talking about taking it out of the land bank.
Well, the land bank definitely don't have,
Right. Know that much.
yeah.
Sure, I could.
My thought process would be though, no matter how it's purchased, I mean, it's coming from the general either way. And then it would be put into the land bank for future development. Whether it's housing or industrial or whatever that situation is.
You could maybe amend your motion to enter negotiation. To get a price.
I say, cause that would be a good idea too, cause say it's, I mean, he's realized, obviously, he's gonna try to sell it, he's realized that he's gonna have a hard time developing.
Yeah, but you realize 15 acres for 47,000 is chump change.
Yes.
But what are we gonna do with it? Is it just gonna sit there?
Put it in the land, they can have control of what goes in there rather than somebody puts in a jet engine testing factory right there and be on the city commission when that happens.
Is that I mean, could they do that? And what is it zoned for?
That's true.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Well, I thought it was-
So it could be rezoned for residential. I kind of like the idea maybe if that housing would extend further north.
I think they do that.
For the price is the only reason. I'm not, well, the city don't need to come in, but in this specific case, I think that we should like that. That's my opinion.
Or are we looking at the zoning or?
This is where it's.
I wanna say it's currently still zoned agriculture. Which though, just has to go, it'll go in front of P and Z and then in front of you guys to reclassify it for whatever. So if we wanna keep it in ag,
Agriculture opens you up to anything, because that's all, what all this, the mine out here is agriculture. I mean. building house.
Yeah.
All of those. are-
but I mean, so if you turn it into industrial, you would have to rezone it industrial. But I mean, it would just depend on the future of it, on what the P and Z board sees and then what you guys see fit
Well,
at that time.
Do we have utilities right at the end of that street?
Yes.
Industrial, yes.
Yeah. So we never did anything after he bought that property.
Well, I think Tim and the line crew, I think they did improve the power line going that direction up Coke Industrial. But that needs to be done anyway,
Yeah,
so. But there's sewer and water right across the street from that lot. So they were just gonna go across.
I mean, no matter where we get the money, if we could put it back, if we sell it again, we could put it back into where we got the money from the start with. The general fund, we could put it back in the general fund.
my opinion, it's too cheap, I mean, to let it go.
If the city doesn't want, I'll buy it for that.
Yes.
Well, let's get it in the land bank and then.
I'll buy the other 50.
But that's, I mean, if he were to sell it to someone else, then we'd have tax revenue on it as well. Somebody else is gonna buy it. So why not let somebody else buy it? That's what I'm weighing in my head, is why are we in land business again?
Well, because it's in the area that I think that if we ever get anything done, that's where it will be done at, Travis.
And then, and whoever, they're gonna want help from the city anyway. If they buy it. To do,
And why not purchase it back, and if in 2 weeks we sit here and have a meeting and decide to get rid of it, put it up for sale, it'll bring a lot more than 47.5.
And not to be the devil's advocate. But if and whenever the bypass goes in. We're gonna wanna find a way to grow north anyway, and so we already got that 54 acres. This adds to that 54 acres. To where we would have the opportunity to be the first developers to move north.
Well, and the intent back when we talked about that acreage and when it was a Northwest 10th interchange, there was talk of going from the airport and industrial park out to 10th, Northwest 10th.
This is all here for.
Right.
That
we're
would-
right away there now.
Yeah, cause I believe it's actually, the right way is big enough for an actual road.
We could put a road in,
Yeah.
and we may want to someday.
Piece
To
of land.
not have control of it, just.
So we own all that from the end of industrial out to 10th.
We do, if we have this back.
So we can still build it out regardless.
We gotta buy that back.
We do.
That's my opinion.
We do.
Or I'll buy it, I'm sure. For that money, if I can get it for that money, I'll buy it.
I see where you're coming from. But this, there's some things we should own, some things we shouldn't, and this ties into what we should own. That's my opinion.
Right? Did we have a motion? I think we
We had a
did.
motion.
That motion, I second. Did you want to redo because he thought about negotiating, or do you just want to stick with your motion?
Yeah,
And I will.
the agreement was to buy it back at the price, was it not? Or if it was first right, refusal, what they-
Refusal.
to me, land values haven't gone down. I would suggest if we can buy it back for what we sold it for, that'd be great. So I would leave my motion alone.
And it just,
One second.
my thinking was that it's like. If we have it, and whoever puts something there is gonna want help from the economic development anyway. So if we own it, we can give them a good deal on it and not have to come up with a bunch of money for something else, maybe.
Well, if we sold him 15 acres for 47,000, he got a pretty good deal.
He did. We were hopeful. We wanted him to build it.
That's why we sold it to that.
Well, I remember when that was done. I mean,
And if he would have done what he planned to do, he'd done what he planned to do, it would have been fine, so.
The
I thought
problem
his
is
brother,
southwest,
he's just gonna stay out there where it's at.
Also,
the southwest side of that track is low.
Yeah, that's the start of the Pokemon, right in there.
All right, we already have a motion, a second. Any further discussion? All right, so all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Aye. Motion passes 3-1. Next up, we have the 2027 budget.
So every year you gotta let the county clerk know if you have the intent of exceeding the R and R. This does not mean we have to exceed the R and R, but if we do happen to cross over the 66.581 mill levy rate, it would be nice to have that ability. So that's all this would do, is to set the hearing to exceed the R and R, which our recommendation would be September 10th. And then for safe measures, because we have to set, I believe, a ceiling. I would set that ceiling at 70.072.
Which 0.073.
Yes, 70.073. It would increase $91,450. If needed.
What was last year's?
Last year's, and you can ask that, 70 and change was last year's. I think 73 point something. Or 70.3, I don't remember.
So really going up 2 points at 90,000.
Yeah, it would be, because each mill is 26,000 and change, and so you add 3.5 mills to that, you're looking close to 91,000. The goal obviously is still, because the goal would always be to hit the R&R, and that still is my goal. But the prime example, that one thing that I am worried about is one of the meetings I was supposed to have today pertaining to the Colbert project. I never got my phone call, so that meeting did not happen. So if that bond rolls over and it starts to become due in 27, which so far the assumption is it's 28, which ties us some time. But if that does roll over and we have to start paying on that in 27, we need to make sure there's room within the budget to possibly have to fund for that.
How much room would we need? Is it 77 that we would need, or is that?
60, 68, 500, something on those lines, like 68, 200. And so that would just leave us some buffer room. The budget committee got sent an email today, this afternoon, that has 3 different versions of the budget. To look
So the
over,
first payment's 68,000.
68 too,
That's the interest on the 10.
yeah, with an interest on the 10.
Well, why wouldn't we wanna make a payment next year? Pay that bond down, is that low interest or?
Well, the way the issuance on the 10 notes was, is the cost, I believe, is rolled, is capitalized into it. So there are no payments
No,
now.
no,
But when it's converted, I think in September, is when the 10 notes expire, it'll be rolled into a bond issue. And I'm pretty sure, I told Dan, I'm pretty sure Kevin told us if the bond payments were to start until 28. I'm pretty sure that's what he said.
and that's what Deerdoff had thought too, but I wanted to hear it from Kevin myself, not just, and I'm not saying that Greg's wrong, or John, but right, and so, I mean, that's what I'm trying to do, it's just that meeting was not successful today. So I'm hoping to get a hold of Kevin, but I'm just asking for a buffer just in case, which if we end up not exceeding the R&R, the hearing doesn't have to happen, this is just warning the county that we are potentially going to exceed the R&R.
I would make the motion for potentially exceeding the revenue neutral rate with a 70.073 ceiling on mills and a 9/10 hearing date.
Second.
Yeah. Good point.
All right, we have a motion and we have a second. All in favor?
Can we have a discussion? As an option.
Sure, you can continue discussion.
I would always like to have a discussion after a motion is so, just for that opportunity.
Continue discussing.
Thank you. So, yeah, I'm always gonna vote against revenue neutral rate because there are always contingencies and unknowns. And so I say that every year, and I continue to say that, so. Thank you, that's my discussion.
All right, we still have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion passes 4-0. All right, now we need to move into executive session.
Okay. I move the city commission, city manager, city attorney, city clerk recess into executive session for consultation with city's legal counsel on matters that would be deemed privileged in the attorney-client relationship pursuant to the attorney-client privilege exception at case ASA 75-4319 B2. The open meeting will resume in the commission room in 5 minutes.
Second.
Get a motion and a second to go into executive session for 5 minutes. All approved?
Aye.
Same sign. Motion passed 4-0.
Very quick. Here we go.
All right, we're back from executive session with no action taken. Moving on to the city manager.
Only thing I got is, been working hard on the budget. Creating, trying to bring it down to R and R is a very difficult task. Like I said a little while ago, I did create 3 versions of the budget, and it's been sent to the budget committee for review, and then. Once they kind of start looking at it as well, the rest of the commission will start to see what I've been doing for the last 5 weeks. I think a lot of things are going well in the city. I've gotten quite a bit of conversations pertaining to some of our tree notices and everything that has gone out, so I've been spending some time out with doing code enforcement, doing some measuring and everything. The full engineering plans now are in for the new car wash, and so I am excited that a new business will be starting up here once they really start moving through their build and design over here next to Subway. So that'll be neat.
How much space is there on the north side of that building between there? Thinking maybe that truck wash can get a truck in there and get it turned out.
I honestly, I think it's gonna be a little tough. I think it's gonna be a little tough. It's gonna be tight. It'll be a tight squeeze. But they're not, they're not pulling the trailer and stuff like that through, so I mean, they'll be able to take that one a little tighter. But we are in discussions on removing a pole to help them get that turned too. But I think it's gonna be another additive. It's gonna be a laundromat and a car wash, so. Oh, we need,
They probably could have moved it, but they salvaged the original wall,
Original building.
yeah.
They have a lot of buildings in it.
so I think it's starting to look pretty nice, in my opinion, it's just moving them forward now, and there'll be 2 new 2-inch water services and quite a bit of power being drawn, so it'll be a nice boost to both sides of the house.
All right, thank you, Dan. On to commissioner comments. Mr. Woolen, would you like to start?
I would, and I'm glad, Officer, our Chief Lux is here, and I'm glad our fire department head is here. And I don't wanna give too much information to be identifiable, just had a conversation with someone. And I guess a couple things, one thing I saw on Facebook, I think, is where I came to this knowledge, but people burning off piles of debris after they shoot off their fireworks at 10-something o'clock. Did we have reports of fires on the streets at all? No,
I
nothing.
didn't have any reports, we were full out at all for it.
We did get calls, but they were fireworks calls, not fire calls.
Well, and in the firework calls, I wanted to talk about that a little bit, just because it brought it to my attention. Are mortar shells illegal for the residents to set off?
No, they can fire mortars.
Okay. It may be old knowledge, and that's why I wanted to ask that question, thank you.
Now, bottle rockets are unlawful, but not mortar.
Okay. The only other frustration I had expressed was, and I don't think I brought this, I had the note for a couple weeks at least. One of our lawn mowing people was frustrated with the bulb outs during our June rains on this C Avenue. It just inevitably washes sand into the mowing area that he has to deal with, so that was a frustration for him. That's all I had.
Mr. McFarland?
Think I have anything.
I don't have anything, we are in the process, we had a park board meeting Tuesday night, and end of next week, we're gonna start doing some preliminary work on H Street Park up there, the west fence, and put new goals on the existing slab that's there, so that stuff's all here, so you'll see a little bit of something up there. I think the fence is really nice that we're putting up, so, but that the city's doing the dirt on it, so Kerry called today, we'll set it up, kind of start maybe end of next week. It is, that's all I got. Appreciate it.
Other lights and
No, not really. I think.
Look, it used to be.
We're still working on the lights on the non-LEDs. Recycling bulb and make new again.
We'll definitely wanna put them up next year because we're gonna put a new basketball goal up to the north. Then we'll try to get something. I think we are gonna try to get another free hydrant so they get like kids, like today would have been a good day to have something where you at least could have got a shop on together. That's all I got, Travis. Thank you.
I would make a comment on, or I've heard positive comments, so I'm just relaying that to the city. The excellent work performed by all those involved during the 4th of July. The public is very grateful for the work put in. I understand some people worked extended hours. And it was greatly appreciated, so I think everyone had a good 4th and appreciate the work you guys do. Also want to give a call out to Dan and his budgeting over and over and over again to try to make things work, and if everything works out just right, we will not exceed the R&R. That is the goal. And the budget committee has those numbers, so we will be reviewing them, and we probably need to schedule sometime in the next week to meet and discuss that. Other than that, actually, I think that's all the comments that I got, please. So I would make a motion to adjourn.
Third, whatever.
All right, we have a motion and second. All in favor, say aye.
All right.
All opposed, same sign. All right.